What's up, everybody? Welcome to a holiday Monday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Connie. Happy Victoria Day to those of you in Canada. Happy Memorial Day to those of you in the United States. And this is, in Canada anyway, the official kickoff of summer, May 2-4 weekend, if you're familiar with that. And things have definitely transitioned in my life from going camping and drinking a bunch of beers to, we did a bunch of yard work yesterday. We had a bar. Yesterday was a great day. We did yard work in the morning, cleaned up the backyard, cleaned up the front yard, barbecued some burgers, watched some golf, watched NBA at night, had WNBA sprinkled in there. It was a great day spending it with my family, which is always the best. And then in terms of the bets, it's been interesting because it was a sort of a 1-2 day, but then also Brooks Koepka, I had a plus 2,000. So I had mentioned last week that I would post my PGA picks just on Twitter because I pick a bunch of winners. I take a unit, I break it up, and I sprinkle about a unit and a half around on various golfers. I'm not going to sit here and talk about why I think 5 or 6 different golfers will win, but I do the research and I do recommend them. And if they hit, well, then hopefully you followed those. So we had Brooks Koepka plus 2,000. Which put us even on the week because it was another 1-2 day. We hit the over in the Celtics Heat game, which I did not think was going to happen. They scored essentially 80 points in the fourth quarter. I went to bed at the end of 3. You had the Celtics minus 2.5. What is going on with the Boston Celtics, man? What is going on with the Boston Celtics? That is crapping the bed in the biggest game of the season against Miami. Miami is going to end up going to the finals. We're going to see Miami in Denver, and I've talked about this on here quite a bit as well. I have Miami plus 1,500 for Miami to win the title. Yesterday, I put money on, I put an exacta down, Denver to beat Miami specifically in the finals. It was plus 120. Just enough to win the bets back that I'd sprinkled on my futures. So if the Heat win, I think it's like 13 units. And if Denver wins, it erases all those bets. So I break even. So I'm going to be able to go into the finals sort of stress-free. Will I bet winners day to day? I don't know, because that sort of eats into that a little bit. So I might just play totals. I might just play props. We'll see. It's that weird, tough part of the season. You'll notice if you're watching on YouTube, there's only 2 bets today, but across 3 games. It's just tough. I've lost 4 straight NHL bets in overtime. Every team that I've picked on the money line has lost, which is Carolina and Dallas. I've picked them both game 1, picked them both game 2, and all 4 of those they've lost in overtime. So, it's been a struggle, and we're getting down to the point where it's just so razor sharp. Like, it's a coin flip in Carolina, Florida tonight. I don't know. I don't have any insight as to who's going to win this hockey game. Tomorrow, Dallas and Vegas. Now that it's going back to Dallas, I don't know. Probably Dallas wins. I don't know. So we're going to play around a little bit. Just the 2 bets today, but again, across 3 bets. So let's just get into it here on this holiday Monday. The first bet I'm doing is a parlay. I like the Carolina Hurricanes plus 1.5 and the Denver Nuggets plus 8.5. Right now, Carolina is actually, let me just double check. Carolina is the favorite. Well, it's plus 100. It's a coin flip, as I mentioned. But plus 1.5 is around -2, -250. I think the Carolina Hurricanes win this game. It's going to be very hard for me to provide you with any real analysis, any statistics, any of that stuff. It's game 3. They have to win this hockey game. I think they do. But I'm going to play it a little bit safe and just take the Hurricanes plus 1.5. So not to lose by more than 1 goal. I think at the very least, if they lose, this could be another overtime game. So I'll take that. So Carolina plus 1.5. And then Denver, LA. I mean, LA's minus 150, which is insane to me. And I'm looking at this going, well, in game 3, I could have taken the Nuggets plus 5.5, and I didn't. Tonight, they're plus 3.5, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. But if I crank this all the way up to plus 8.5, we still get a minus 120 parlay out of this. This is at DraftKings. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I think that the Nuggets, at the very least, they keep it close. LA might get 1 win here. Like LeBron could put his Superman cape on one more time and go out and score 40, score 45 points. Anthony Davis could have a monster game. What concerning is that Jokic didn't have a great game in game 3. Jamal Murray didn't have the greatest game in game 3. And Denver ran away with it. I think Denver wins the NBA Finals championship, and it's great news. Jamal Murray went to the Athlete Institute right up the road from me, and the place I used to work had just a signed poster of him for many years. So it'd be very cool to see him win, sort of a hometown boy there. I'm probably going to sprinkle money on the money line here for Denver as well for a sweep. but at the very least plus 8.5. So Carolina plus 1.5, Denver plus 8.5 is a minus 120 parlay at FanDuel. And then the other bet of the day, we're going to go to baseball because, as I said, there isn't a lot that I like in the NBA and the NHL. I can't take sides. Totals like 5.5 could go over, could go under, don't know. So we're going to switch to the MLB, and we're just going to do what we always do, or what you should be doing, is bet against the Oakland Athletics. The only problem today is that their run line, they're playing Seattle. Luis Castillo is pitching for the Seattle Mariners. He's going up against Muller, a lefty for Oakland. It's minus 150 on the run line. Mariners have been good on the run line. Oakland's been bad, but I'm not paying minus 150. And then at some places it's minus 2.5. I'm not betting for the Oakland A's to lose by 3, despite the fact that they're 10-38. They're 5-18 away from home. So what I'm going to do is just take the team total over for the Mariners, over 4.5. That is minus 120 at Caesars. Now, the Mariners on this season are actually 24-22 to the under. Okay, that's fair. In their most recent games, they've scored 2, 7, 2, 3, 4, 10, 3, 5, 9, and 3. So they have been skewing more towards the under. But as I mentioned, A, Oakland is terrible. And B, starting for them tonight is Kyle Muller, who in his last, 8 starts, so that's all 8 starts this season, he's given up 5, 5, 1, 4, 6, 6, 2, and 1. He has not played well. His last time out against Arizona, he gave up 5 earned runs. He gave up a home run. He's averaging only 4 2/3 innings pitched, and he's giving up a lot of runs. And look, Oakland's bullpen's not much better. So if they don't get the 4.5 off Muller alone, they could very easily get it off the bullpen. So, I'm still just dipping my toes into baseball a little bit. We're obviously going to have to be getting into baseball real soon with the NHL and the NBA finishing up soon, but just dipping my toes in a little bit. A lot of these plays, too, I like to make closer to game time. Probably going to be making some live bets today for the NBA, so keep an eye on Twitter for that. And also, I'm just going to enjoy the holiday Monday. So a little bit of a slower card. No bets tomorrow. I take Tuesdays off the video, and I will be taking them off the bets tomorrow as well as I get back into work and all that. So that is your card for this holiday Monday. I've got the Denver Nuggets plus 8.5 and the Carolina Hurricanes plus 1.5 for a minus 120 parlay at DraftKings. And over at Caesars, I've got the Seattle Mariners team total over 4.5 for minus 120. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Connie for picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions, and your audio is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you for a great weekend, and let's talk sports.